Hi, welcome to this webinar with Comat and with me, Sophie Pellegano. I'm in charge of the training at Comat, and today I'm going to give you all the information about the software and especially the software in collective housing. So the contents of this presentation, first I'm going to describe where the software is installed in the boiler room. To explain how the software works, I'm going to talk about the water hardness and when it's necessary to produce soft water. Then the software description, the way of operating, and at the end, the installation, the commissioning, and the maintenance. So let's start with the function of the software. The software removes the risk of scaling. There are two reasons why a software might be useful. The main reason is the lifetime of the network and the pieces of equipment, such as the boiler, the hot tap water tank, the pipes, the heat exchanger, if there is one, and of course the taps. The second reason is mainly about comfort. For example, taking the shower, because some people have some skin irritation, and also because of the linen softness. So that are the two reasons why it's necessary to install a software. Now, where can we find the software in the boiler room? What does the network look like? At the entrance of the building, here, we have the cold water from the city supply. The network starts with the pressure control, a filter in order to remove the sediments, and here a bypass in order to provide the cold water with no treatment to the dwellings. This point is really important. Pay attention to the country regulation. For example, in France, it's mandatory to provide people with a source of water with no added treatment. So pay attention to that. And here is the softener. So the softener provides a soft water on one hand for the hot tap water tank in order to produce the hot water, and in the other hand here for the heating network in order to protect the boiler and the pipes. So the key points of the softener installation. Here we have the cold water supply. As we said previously, it's necessary to have a bypass in order to provide the dwellings with the cold water without treatment. So pay attention to the regulation, the country regulation about this point. It's a key point. A stop valve, a no return valve in order to avoid pollution of the cold water network. A filter, so the filter, it's a filter in order to remove sediments. If there is no filter, the sediments will be filtered by the first bed of the resin. That means the part of the resin doesn't make its job, and that means also that not all the water volume will be treated by the resin. So it's really useful to have this filter here. A bypass here, if it's necessary to do something on the softener, for example, to replace it. And here, two draining pipes with a siphon. The installations looks like that. So it's also important. One pipe is in case of overflow in the salt tank. So this one. And the other pipe is for the regeneration brine water and water. The piece of equipment we have here is in order to put the installation at the atmospheric pressure. So the purpose of this part of the equipment is to avoid polluted water to run back to the softener. So it's really important to do it well. Now, when is it necessary to soften the water? It depends on two things. The first one is the objectives of the softening process, and the second is the water hardness. Regarding the water hardness, it's expressed with the following units. In France, the French degrees, in America, ppm, parts per million or milligram per liter. In England, it's the Clark degree or the English degree, and in Germany, the German degree. Why is it different from one unit to another or from one country to another? It's because the hardness is not expressed in the same chemical product. That's why it's not exactly the same. For example, in France, it's carbonate of calcium, calcium carbonate, and in Germany, it's calcium oxide. So the product is different, so the calculation is a little bit different, and the result is different. For the objectives, two objectives, we saw that with the network in the boiler room. The soft water can be used only for the heating network, and the soft water can also be used for the heating network and for the hot tap water production. So it's different. On the table below, you can see the hardness of the water in the several units. The water quality, if the water is soft or hard, if it's necessary to soften the water, yes or not, and the purpose of the softening process. So if the water is used for the heating network and for the hot tap water network, it will be necessary or desirable for the first stage to soften the water when the hardness is above 15 French degrees. Above until from 15 to 25, it's mainly a question of comfort and a little bit of a question of installation lifetime. And above 25 French degrees, it's really recommended to soften the water for the lifetime of the heating network, and mainly for the lifetime of the tap water tank. In the case of the heating network only, it may be necessary to fill the network with the water free of hardness. So it's necessary to soften the water. It's always necessary to soften the water in order to have no hardness in the water for the heating system. It mainly depends on the boiler specification. Now, the softener description. All softeners contain a programmable head here, a bottle of resin, it's an ion exchanging resin, and a salt tank in order to produce the brine. The salt tank is like that. There is a floor, the salt, so it's a solid, and some water, and in order to produce the brine, because the brine will be useful for the regeneration. The Comap residential building, because here it's the picture of the Comap softener. So the residential building softener range for Comap is from 50 to 400 liters of resin. As we said before, previously, the purpose is to remove the hardness from the water. It's a highly reliable product, a reliable process. If the softener is well maintained, it will work very, very well. The main differentiation regarding this kind of product is the programmation head and so if it's easy to make a program or not, and the suppliers themselves for the services they offer. So now let's talk about how to size a softener. The sizing is based on 4 key points: the water consumption, the water hardness, the duration between 2 regenerations. For example, if you want 3 days, 4 days, or 5 days between 2 regenerations, and the flow, of course, the maximum flow rate in the bottle of resin. It's also a key point of the sizing. So there are 2 cases. First, if the softener is only used for the heating network. That means after filling the network, it will be used only for the extra water. So it will be used occasionally and for some small amounts of water. So in that case, and something important, we say that previously, the hardness has to be 0. No hardness in the water for the heating network. So in that case, if it's only for the heating network, the softener needs to be very small, because it's better to take time to fill the network instead of buying a very big softener, because it's useless. It's not necessary to have something very big. So a very small softener is needed in that case. Second case, when the softener is used for the heating network and for the hot tap water production, in that case, the softener is used every day. So it must be sized regarding the key points we have here. And the outlet hardness has to be adjusted at 10 French degrees. Why? It's in order to avoid corrosion in the network, in the tap water network. For example, if we want to size a softener with a hardness reduction from 30 to 10 French degrees, that means 66% reduction of the hardness. If we also want 3 days between the 2 regenerations, that means for 50 apartments, so 51 or 2 room apartments, it will be necessary to buy a softener with 100 liters of resin. And if it's a case of 53 or 4 room apartments, 150 liters of resin will be necessary. So that's an example of sizing. The key point here is that the supplier is going to size the softener. So in the case of Comap, for this range of softener, Comap is going to size the softener you need. So now let's talk about the way of operating. And first, let's talk about the softening process. So here, that's the bottle of resin. And of course, this bottle of resin is full of resin. The resin looks like that. The resin is made of very small balls, and every ball has some kinds of arms here. And at the end of these arms, there are natrium ions. Na is the chemical symbol of natrium, if you remember your chemical lessons. So the bottle of resin is full of this kind of balls with a lot of natrium ions at the end of this kind of arms here. And the purpose of the softener is to exchange the natrium and to against the calcium and magnesium. So imagine now the raw water from the city with a hardness of 30 French degrees is, so this water is running through the bottle of resin and is in contact with these small balls of resin. When there is a contact, the resin has more affinity for the calcium and magnesium than for natrium. So the resin is going to release natrium ions and to catch calcium and magnesium ions. It's a very highly reliable process. So at the end, all the calcium and the magnesium are caught by the resin, and there is no calcium and magnesium anymore in the water. So the hardness at the end of the bottle of resin, the hardness is equal to 0. Of course, this water is a non-potable water. If it's for the heating system, it's okay. But if it's in order to produce the hot tap water, it can't be used like that. So in order to have a water hardness equal to 10, so a value between 10 and 15 French degrees, the head of the softener is going to make a mixture between the soft water with the hardness 0 and the raw water with the hardness 30 in order to make a hardness, to achieve the right hardness for the water at the outlet. So that's done by the head of the softener. So that's the softening process. As we said previously, it's a reliable process. Now let's talk about the regeneration. After a few days of softening process, the resin is saturated because all the balls are full of calcium and magnesium, and there are no natrium ions to exchange anymore. So that's why there is a tank full of salt and water in order to manufacture the brine. If you remember your chemistry lessons, the salt is made of natrium chloride, so we find back the natrium ions we need now for the regeneration. When the brine runs through the resin, the opposite process is performed. That means calcium and magnesium are released from the resin, and natrium is again caught by the resin. So it's a 5-step regeneration, a backwash first, in order to avoid preferential routes inside the resin and make the water run everywhere, a brine passage, another backflash, a flushing in order to remove all the salt, and at the end, it's necessary to fill again the salt tank in order to produce brine for the next regeneration. Okay, so that's the way of operating the softening process on one hand and the regeneration in the other hand. Now about commissioning, it's very simple. So of course, it's after the installation of the softener. So first, it's necessary to analyze, to measure the raw water hardness in order to know the volume of water we are going to, the volume of water between two regenerations. So, and this volume of water is going to be entered in the display, so that's the screen setting. It's necessary to check the regeneration flows. So during the commissioning, it's necessary to launch a regeneration in order to test. And at the end, the water hardness adjustment has to be done. That means it's necessary to take a sample of water after the softener and to measure the hardness and to adjust it with a specific screw inside the softener. So that's for the commissioning. Now the maintenance. Pay attention to the bacteria development because of the resin. When the resin is full of calcium and magnesium, and don't forget that even if there is a sediment filter, we can find very small particles in the water. So it's possible to have bacteria development if the resin, if the softener is not well maintained. So that means two times a year, so twice a year, it's necessary to disinfect the resin with a specific product. You can see this product is the Comap product in order to disinfect the resin. So half the bottle has to be put in the salt tank, and during the regeneration, the resin will be disinfected. There is another solution for the disinfection. It's an everyday solution with the clarification, an inline clarification. So the piece of equipment is installed in the pipe, which on the brine pipe, and at every regeneration, some chlorine is produced, and the resin is disinfected. So it's another solution. And so for the clarification, for the inline clarification, it's not necessary to think about the maintenance, and with the product, it's necessary to think about we have to do the disinfection twice a year. Now, some information from the softener head. There are some feedback that can be interesting. First, information about the water consumptions, so the daily consumption, the available volume of water we can soften before the regeneration, the flow rate, so instantaneous flow rate, the maximum flow rate. So that's some information regarding all this subject. The process reliability, so it's possible to program some alarms for the maintenance. For example, we talked about the resin disinfection. We can have an alarm about that. It's an alarm about water volume, based on water volume or duration. It's also possible to set alarms in case of error during the regeneration, and the salt content alarm if one forgets to fill the tank with the salt. And it's also possible to add in the menu some information, for example, the installer information if it's necessary to call him for the maintenance or for every kind of problem. That's the end of this presentation, and I thank you for attending it. You can join us on CoExpert. You can join us on the social media. Thank you very much. Take care and bye-bye.